Could you not point that thing so close? All right, I'm going to say it. The entertainment industry is a brave and powerful organisation that cares about every single one of their customers. They would never ever pay the LAPD to cover up their misdemeanors. The women in the industry are so brave and powerful, much more brave and powerful than working class single women. These women are amazing in this industry, and they would never just employ entertainment DNA. No, they employ all sorts of people. Is that all you wanted me to say, right? Well, go then. Right, all that was BS. I didn't mean a word of it. Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And welcome to Thursday's show. An air of sarcasm to go with today's subject matter on today's show. Two things we'll be covering later on. We'll be talking about Erin Moriarty, who I used to like, and Eric Kripke of The Boys attacking their own consumer, fans, and audiences. And in a moment, we'll be talking about the new passive-aggressive hashtag from the entertainment industry, "You're all welcome here." Let's talk about it. You're all welcome here. We're all welcome in the entertainment industry. We're all welcome to work in the entertainment industry. Really? How many Palestinian actors? How many Greek Orthodox actors? Anglo-Greek Orthodox actors, to be accurate. How many? No. This is an industry where you're not welcome here, and they only employ their own kind. People with the same DNA as them. Or maybe, to make it even worse, the nepotism that goes on in this industry. Just look at Ron Howard's daughter and how well she's doing in the industry. I'm sure if she wasn't Ron's daughter, she would still be making a brave and powerful stance in this industry. I think not. But you're all welcome here. What is this hashtag actually about? Well, basically, the "You're all welcome here" hashtag is from Amazon Prime to support all the minority actors they've casted on this show. Here's the thing. Every one of those minority actors, people of colour, black people in that show, are black artists of entertainment DNA. Did you really think that they went to Harlem and started employing random black people, right? That would be proper representation and inclusion. That's not how it works. This is fake inclusion. But you see, they're trying to make the criticism from the Tolkien scholars and fans about racism and about the fact that they've created some new characters. There's people of colour in this show. Now, I've never picked up a Tolkien book or a Lord of the Rings book. I don't know what he wanted or what he didn't want. We are in 2022, and ultimately, even though I suppose it could be problematic in a prequel to kind of be more representative and inclusive, we are in 2022, and it's perfectly fine by me. But then, I'm not going to be speaking for the Tolkien scholars and fans. I'm certainly not going to call them racist. But the conversation that Tolkien fans and scholars are having are beyond the fact that there is inclusive characters in this show. But Amazon and the showrunners of that show really don't want to discuss that. So basically, if you criticize these people, you are an ist, you are an ism, you are a racist. And they don't really want to talk about the constructive criticism this show is facing. Look, it's a civil war. This is where we are today. Because an extremist political movement has basically taken over. It's holding the entertainment industry hostage. This is where we are today. And the fans who grew up watching great entertainment are angry and frustrated. Now, I'm not angry. I'm not frustrated. I'm very underwhelmed by the creative bankruptcy we see today. I'm not angry. I never was angry. I've said it before on this channel. All my favourite TV shows, all my favourite movies are in my cabinet. Right now I'm rewatching The Fantastic 24 with Kiefer Sutherland. I'm sure the extremists who run Hollywood today are very offended by that show. Tough shit, that show, should I say, sorry, get my words out properly today. But yeah, I'm sure they're offended by that show. Tough because it still exists, and that's a good thing. But not for them. So what they're trying to do is repurpose every pre-existing property so it can have their world views in it, right? Just because you reboot and relaunch something and force your worldview into it doesn't change what it was before. I've got those DVDs, those VHSs. You can't take it away from us. But I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to hypnotize Gen Z. And that's okay. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But anyone from my generation who tries to criticize them, and it's not just my generation, by the way, a lot of Gen Z are not happy with what's going on today either. They see it as their generation's being robbed of them because they're being shown creative bankruptcy and extremism instead of great entertainment. And this is where we are now. So this is where this hashtag comes from. You're all welcome here. No, nobody's welcome in Hollywood unless they have the same DNA as the people in Hollywood. That's who's employed. I agree with you, Hollywood. We should look at, looking at the percentages of the Hollywood entertainment industry, of the Hollywood and entertainment DNA that's cast and employed. We should look at that and look at the percentage and look at quotas of non-Hollywood DNA and entertainment DNA in the industry today. And I would say that the non-members of the entertainment DNA that are employed and cast as crew members, actors, directors and producers isn't that much. We need to look at a higher quota. I mean, you're all for quotas of people of colour and minorities. Why aren't you more interested in quotas of non-entertainment DNA? Because all those minorities you're casting definitely have that special entertainment Hollywood DNA. And you're hiding it because it's easy, isn't it? Because it's all about optics. I know how you think. Because I remember the days when I was growing up when you literally had one black person on your show so you could say, you see, we put one in our show. You think people of colour should be grateful to you because you're representing them and including them. That's not the way it should be. There are many talented Asian, black actors and many different minority actors out there that should be employed not because of the colour of their skins and their background, but because they're the best people for the job. And believe you me, there are a lot of minorities who are the best people for the job. But you never used to employ them 20, 30 years ago. Now you think you can fix this by basically grabbing your entertainment DNA members, shoving them in there and saying, you see, we're fair and nice. The entertainment industry is one of the most bigoted, racist industries in the world, and I can prove it. In the old westerns, they used to use Native Americans as the villains and the white cowboys, the imperialists, as the heroes. Think about that for a minute. That's what they still think, right? Now, I agree. The people running Hollywood today have tried to move away from all that and have tried to fix it, but the way they're trying to fix it is wrong. Calling out fans racists and misogynists and saying you're all welcome here isn't going to work, because we know we're not all welcome in Hollywood unless we have entertainment DNA. I spent 6 months in Hollywood and I wasn't welcomed there by many people. Now, some of the great people in Hollywood welcomed me with open arms, and one of my mentors was a very, very famous person, and I appreciate her support, and she was fantastic. But I partied too much. I missed my pitch meetings, my auditions, because I was enjoying myself with these Hollywood LA parties. I have been given an offer to return to LA, and I'm considering it. I've got about a month to make my mind up, and I will let you all know what happens there. But moving on from this new hashtag, you're all welcome here. And of course, that hashtag is about selling the propaganda that everyone who hates the new Lord of the Rings show, Rings of Power, is a racist and a misogynist. That's the only card they have to play, because they don't want to talk about the actual good points these people are coming with. Now let's look at the ratings. House of Dragons has 25 million on launch, 25 million viewers on launch, just in the States. Amazon's Rings of Power has 25 million viewers globally. Oops. I think that's a bit of a fail. Now, don't forget that the second week of House of Dragons had an uptick, or the second episode had an uptick, not a downtick. Now, I think Rings of Power will have a downtick. Now, it's going to be interesting what that downtick is. But can we trust Amazon to tell us the truth about the numbers? That by the time they finish making all 5 seasons, they would have spent $1 billion. The marketing campaign is insane. Even if you go on the Amazon shopping app, it's there. I watched The Rings of Power. I liked it because I've never read the books and I'm not a Tolkien scholar. I respect his works, but I don't know them so well. But it's like the conversation of having a black Clark Kent when there's a President Superman who's black and a Val Zod Superman who's also black. Now, J.J. Abrams wanted to make Clark Kent black, and instead of giving those Supermen of colour a chance in live action, I wasn't happy about that. That does not make me a racist, because I embrace President Superman and Val Zod. That's the difference. But these people, these extremists in Hollywood, want to create a communist system where anyone who speaks out against them is a racist and a troll. And I'm going to give you more evidence of this very, very shortly. Now we go to the controversy around Erin Moriarty of The Boys. So here's the hashtag. I stand with Starlight. The betrayal of Erin Moriarty by The Boys fans. Right. So they're attacking the fans now. Now, I want to be clear. I've tried to find out what The Boys fans are saying about Starlight, and I don't have a clue. So I'm not going to take The Boys fans, who are apparently criticising this character, but Erin Moriarty has had enough and she's not happy about it. As it turns out, you can dedicate an entire season of a television show to exploring how the toxicity of masculinity crushes and controls women, and seemingly a majority of the audience will still fail to employ the lesson learned, or worse, not have recognised there was a message at all. Maybe it's because you're constantly attacking straight white men in your so-called entertainment, using the words loosely. It's always about misogynists, right? It's always how it crushes women. This is your only message, Erin, in this industry. You're never talking about famine, child cruelty, child poverty, the things that really affect ordinary working class people. They don't affect you, Erin. Basically, identity politics is a rich person's political stand. You're extremists, and this is all you want to talk about in your so-called entertainment today. This is why your character is being attacked. I watched the first 4 episodes of The Boys, and I knew what Eric Kripke was doing. Eric Kripke thinks Homelander is every straight white male. Most of the audience for this show are straight white males. He's making fun of you. He's attacking you via this character. Now, the actor who plays The Boys, who was involved with a drink driving incident? He's so kind and compassionate, isn't he? Anyway, so he was saying he never wants Homelander to be redeemed. I wonder why. We all know why, because they're all extremist propaganda merchants in this industry. Men should never be forgiven. A woman should be able to abuse Brendan Fraser in their industry and get away with it. But when it's a man, no redemption. These are extremists. These are the people who have taken over this industry. So anyway, she's got more. Don't worry about that. So Erin Moriarty, I do feel silenced. I do dehumanized. I do feel paralyzed. I've put blood, sweat and tears into this role over and over and over again. I've grown up in this character's shoes. Emphasis on grown up. We change and evolve mentally and physically. So with that, I say thank you to Butcher Scannery. This does break my heart. I've opened up a vote for this role, and the misogynistic trolling is exactly what this role Annie would speak out against, and everyone's going through their own battles. Let's not add to that. I will never intentionally, especially publicly, add to yours. This has only strengthened my empathy muscle, and to Anyone who comes at me, I see you, I don't hate you, I only empathise with you. She's so brave and powerful. Praise and kneel to the iconic, strong and powerful Erin Moriarty. I like Erin Moriarty, I do. I genuinely do. She's a good egg. She is, I like her. I don't like her politics, I don't like her extremism. As I said at the start of this, I don't know what the fuck this is all about, but clearly they're trying to attack straight white males. But do you know what, men? You are the dominant audience for this show, and they're coming at you. Now, showrunner and creator Eric Kripke has told you anyone who attacks this character and criticises this show shouldn't watch The Boys anymore. I've got a really good idea. Considering it's most of us straight white males who watch this shit, we should take Eric Kripke's advice and boycott this show, not watch it. Let's see. If he doesn't want you to watch it, don't fucking watch it. Then he'll attack you again. But at least you're not making him any money. A few years back, when the Arrow show went shit, someone criticised the show to Stephen Amell, who played Oliver Queen on the show, and he goes, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Guess what happened 2 seasons later? They didn't like it, they didn't watch it, and the ratings were in the fucking toilet. These people continue to expose themselves. And I like Stephen Amell because Stephen Amell is not an extremist. He's a good guy, and I enjoyed his version of Arrow. But these people have no one to fucking take them to one side and say, listen, read the fucking room. You're a millionaire actor or actress or however you want to be represented. And you're talking down to working class people, your shows and your characters. That's all they fucking have for some of these people, these fans, that's all they have. And you're breaking them. You're breaking them with this extremism on every fucking piece of entertainment. Again, using the word entertainment loosely. So I don't know if Erin is in the right here. I don't know if the fans are in the right here. I don't know what's happened. But publicly attacking your fans and for the showrunner to say, don't watch my show, is one of the most stupidest, dumbest things I've ever heard, because the entertainment industry isn't about making money. It's not about entertaining you, the consumer, the daddy, the boss. Without you, there's nothing. Access media don't seem to understand this, and nor does this industry. If they don't want us to consume their properties, then let's not fucking consume them. Let's watch the great entertainment we grew up with and leave them and see how they get on. Just rounding this conversation off, I'm not happy about what's going on in the industry today. I can't believe how overtly politically insane it's got, and how the people working in this industry, some of them, a lot of them, most of them, my very fucking friends, and we will remain friends. I don't agree with you, but we will remain friends, right? And our relationships will remain private, of course. But the point being, I don't agree with you. Attacking your consumer is the worst thing. I used to work on the deli counter. I used to cut ham, and they used to say to me, ew, well, it's a bit thick, isn't it? And in my head, I was abusing them in my head. I was literally fucking crucifying them, literally in my imagination, while standing there and smiling. That's how a consumer-based business works. And I'm sorry, entertainment industry and Hollywood, you are working, and I know you don't believe this. You are not working for yourselves. You are working in a consumer-based industry, and for some reason, the people who run these studios and the people making this entertainment and performing this entertainment now think they have a right to hate on people because they were born as straight males. It is ridiculous. It's hateful, and this is where we are now. I don't hate anyone. I don't. I really don't. I love the world. I love going on social media and meeting people I would never have met in the real world. It's fucking wonderful, but I'm passionate about stories. I love my Superman. I love my DC. I love shows like 24 and Quantum Leap, etc., etc., etc. You know, I'm very passionate about great stories. You should watch me yesterday when I was watching 24 and Ryan Chappelle was about to be killed by Jack Bauer. I was crying like a fucking baby. Beautiful storytelling. and I appreciate it. Now we've gone to extremism, and it's very, very sad. And I think the fans and the people running the industry now need to get together for peace talks, because you cannot carry on like this, and neither can we. Anyway, a bit of positive news if you're a DC fan, and if you're excited for the upcoming release of Black Adam, because here is one of the posters, and there's a lot of really, really cool posters. I'm going to show some of them to you very shortly. I have to keep on pausing the video to do it, but if you haven't seen the first poster, it's this. A lot of people mocking this poster. I don't really think it's actually that bad. I mean, it's not the best poster they've ever done, or the industry have ever given us, but you know what? These reviews and criticisms of posters, I've never understood it. It's just a damn poster. So bring on Black Adam, brand new trailer later on today. I will record a reaction vid. I may watch it while reacting to it as well. I'll be demonetized, but I'm not authorized for monetization anyway, so it really doesn't matter. As a huge Pierce Brosnan and Bond fan, I'm so happy Piers is in Black Adam as one of my favourite DC characters, Dr. Fate, and we can see the helmet here, and we can see old Piers and Dr. Fate looking very, very wise and cool and distinguished. Piers is looking better and better the older he gets, and you're really going to like his performance in this movie. One more, which I love this because this one's of Aldous Hodge, and I think he's going to be an awesome Hawkman. You see, I'm not a racist and fans are not a racist. You know, when someone deservedly gets a role, and Aldous is a great actor, right? We support that person. Aldous deserves this. You see, I said it. It's not about race. It's not about identity politics. And the Lord of the Rings situation isn't about race. It's not about bigotry. Listen to the fans before you attack us and call us trolls. Anyway, another beautiful poster. I'm really looking forward for everyone to see this movie and react to this movie. Seen a test screening. I don't think it's the biggest piece of shit. I don't think it's the best thing ever. But I am fascinated to know what Access Media are going to say about this film. They've already had access to this new trailer we're going to see later on today or tomorrow or whenever, because different time zones and all of that. So I am interested to see what the media are going to make of this movie. So they should be shown this movie, if they haven't been shown it already, very, very soon. So that, my friends, is going to be interesting. And finally today, my final piece of thinking about the boys and what's going on in the industry today. I grew up watching aspirational stories and aspirational characters. We all wanted to be Bobby and JR growing up. I mean, who wouldn't want to date Victoria Principal? And I certainly did as a kid. The aspirational stories and characters we grew up with inspired us to do different things with our lives. Look at me, I'm a writer. I'm a playwright. I act in my own plays here in Cyprus. I'm developing the first English-speaking dramas here on Cypriot TV. I'm not a big deal. I'm not an elite, but I'm being creative because I was inspired as a child with my first movie I ever watched, Superman the movie, because it was aspirational. You know, Christopher Reeve and Superman weren't an Anglo-Greek Cypriot boy, like flying with a doner kebab or something. You don't have to look like me. They don't have to look like you. If they do, all the better. But they don't have to. It's about them being aspirational and inspirational. It's something like The Boys isn't aspirational and inspirational. It's basically attacking the straight white male, because to them, every single straight white male is Homelander. And that's where the problem lies, everyone. It's an attack, because inclusion and representation and, social commentary, which we don't get anymore. It's not social commentary. There's a difference between extremist propaganda and social commentary. The Accused movie with Jodie Foster is social commentary. The episode of Quantum Leap, when Sam leaps into a black guy in the 50s or 60s, and who's working for a white woman, and, because Sam's leaped into him, he walks into that cafe, wants to sit down and eat, And of course, that's not allowed back then. That's great social commentary. But the extreme left are not interested in making things better. They're interested in attacking and getting their revenge on the straight white male. You can't do anything about the past, but you can affect the future. It's up to you, Hollywood and entertainment industry. Do you want to continue this war? Or should we get back to entertaining people and loving people instead of hating each other? This has been Movies TV Mad with Thursday Show with me, Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives, please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss this beautiful perfection. And I'll see you again in the next video. Until we see each other again, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.